Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm. We're going to be trying to make sure you've got regular shows leading up to Dawn Trail, which is just a mere, well, under 3 months away at this point. You don't have that much longer realistically to wait. This show, we're going to be catching up on a bunch of stuff. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the recent 16 collab, but we haven't done a show in a few months, and that doesn't mean nothing has been happening that entire time. So we're going to hop through a whole bunch of topics here, whether it be the pre-order and how that day went, the hilarious censorship that the Xbox version has been dealing with, on top of a few other changes that we know are coming that we haven't gotten to talk about. So I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and of course joining me is Sly. How you doing, Sly?
I'm better.
Better?
Earlier this week I was down with a sickness.
And you call me cringe.
Yeah,
So when I do things, you call me cringe. Huh?
I think it's one. You have 100.
Then no. If you can't give it, if you give an inch, you give a mile. All right.
No, I'm sorry. You do this every episode. I do it like once every blue moon, and I get called out.
That's because you do it once every blue moon. If a bear if you see a bear in the woods, it's a normal thing. You see a bear in a supermarket, you're like, what the hell is going on?
I'm the bear in the supermarket.
You're the bear in the supermarket. That's exactly what you are right now.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right. No longer a fox, now a bear. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you're doing better. Hopefully it wasn't too bad earlier in the week, even if you were, as you said, down with the sickness.
Wow.
See, now it's 2. See, now it's not once anymore. It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. Every time you hear down with the sickness, you have to. It's required.
There's a few other things where you absolutely have to do it. So I can somewhat understand that. That's not the only line. It's like whenever somebody says they're going to be shark bait, I always go, hoo ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that has to happen every time. And it's because you don't often hear someone say that, oh, dude, I'm going to be shark bait. Has to happen. Anyway, before we get started, quick shout out to sponsors of Patreon. Thank you for supporting. You don't have to, you choose to. Every episode is available for free on both YouTube and audio formats, podcast formats for those of you podcast app users. So as long as you're enjoying it on any of those, then good enough for us. But that's always there for those who just want to do something a little extra. And with that, that's my only sponsor. Thanks this time. I mean, SteelSeries is always there. So, they don't even ask for the shout out. So this is the shout out, I guess. Saying they don't ask for one. Yeah, this counts, right? Like I'm saying they don't ask for it, but like I'm here. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's been an interesting last couple of months in Final Fantasy XIV, surviving the content drought that everyone's been waiting for with Dawn Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you suffered much of that? I think you've just been doing your Sunday raids, if anything at all.
Sunday raids, Unreal, of course, to make money. WSOY stuff, obviously. Yeah. Steadily logging in every week. Yeah,
just logging in here once in a while, But like I said, things have been happening. And they've been sometimes hilarious and sometimes just kind of coming and going. We'll start with something that doesn't really fall into either category. This week, the Final Fantasy XVI collaboration hit, and there is some discourse regarding it. What?
Oh, my head.
Listen, that's how I feel when I read comments on the internet. So that's just Clive. Clive discovered an online community and immediately got a headache. So honestly, lore accurate, real life accurate, even. Yeah. Can't blame him based on some of the things I've seen. So first of all, have you gotten around to doing the collaboration yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Again.
It's not the only thing he does. It's not the only thing he does. He does. There's some of it.
Garuda. Ifrit.
Excuse me, you have to say it like Ben does. Ifrit.
Yeah, I'm kind of well, not really surprised, but a little bit surprised that they didn't give us Ben's voice acting.
Oh, there was never a chance Ben was going to voice act this, because they would have needed a voice actor for every other character too. There was never a shot he was going to be, and not just Ben, they would have needed for all the languages that 14 supports. There was never a chance they were going to do that. Everyone keeps thinking like, how could they not get Ben? And it's like, well, they can't just get one of them and not get all four of them. Don't worry,
Yeah,
I voiced mine, and I voiced it for somebody else. I literally got in a voice call with Ponto and voiced his playthrough.
And like, how long has this been down the pipeline? Like, you would have thought they would have had for something this quote unquote important. You would have thought
it's not that. It's like an hour of time. They don't even want to. They're like, listen, we don't even want to waste your time. Like, I know you would do it, but like,
yeah, Torgal was voiced.
Yeah, Torgal had great voice acting. Bork, woof woof.
Bork.
And voicing the Wandering Minstrel. Yeah, like that's the thing. They would have basically had to either commit to voicing every character or only voice him for like 3 lines. Like the only lines they might have realistically had voiced at that point would have just been his ones in the actual solo trial. That's it. Like it's the only ones that like Gilgamesh, they did that in 2.0 and 2.1 with Hildebrand. He's only ever been voiced in Battle on the Big Bridge. He's never been voiced since in 14.
Yep. I think that'll change soon.
I don't.
Battle on the biggest bridge? Yeah, I think that.
That doesn't mean he's gonna get voiced. That just means he'll be there again.
Either way, like story as far as like the collaboration.
Yeah, I mean it's literally a carbon copy of the 15 events story, but with all the 16 elements thrown into it.
I feel like the 15 event did it better.
I do and I don't. So to flash people back to the 15 event, the Final Fantasy 15 event is a reminder is non-canon in both 15 and 14. They made sure to keep it that way. But in 15, they essentially, in the middle of the collaboration event in 15, after you beat 14's Garuda, you kind of disappear for a moment and then come back. And then you have the Garuda that's from the 14 side of the collaboration as a summon. It also briefly shows up at the end of the fight against Garuda. And so there's this weird sort of continuity to it. And they do try to create that here, but it doesn't work quite the same in terms of like how they create the continuity. I think I liked the way, and without describing what it is, which we'll talk about why I'm not describing what it is in a second here. I like the way they connected these two worlds better, but the event overall having something on both sides in 15 was a little.
I kind of get where you're going to kind of avoid spoiling things. Yeah, fair.
And I use those quotes very loosely, and I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. But yeah, I can kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, as much as they were throwing out Garuda, I was kind of hoping that would make an appearance somehow, but
no.
You know, we had to include you had to include Benedicta, and we don't know. I mean, we kind of do know where.
Oh, we know exactly where. Oh, we know. There's literally no question. We know exactly where it is in the story. Yeah.
That he came from. Yeah. So, yeah. Even though I was still wanting Benedicta.
Yeah, I do wonder though, because like so the dialogue changed for me in like one way, in that I'm a member of the Adders, so they call me Captain. I wonder if you did or didn't do the 13 and 15 events, if there's any sort of difference to the way that he addresses the phenomena of Clive being there. I would never be able to. I mean, I guess if it's in the book, which I didn't even think to look, maybe, but I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I'll have to check that.
I'm sure somebody will have it checked before we ever get the chance to at this point, now that we've brought it up. Yeah. So the funny thing is, talking about where it takes place in the story, that has been the single piece of discourse in this event. So we've been not too forthcoming about the actual events, minus a few name drops that are, you know, nothing too big here, but there were a not insignificant number of people upset about the game being spoiled by 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 this collaboration. You can tell I don't take it very seriously.
I don't either. Yeah, I've gotten to like the point in the game. Funny thing, I still haven't finished. To where I at least know where we are. And
let me be very clear about
even if I didn't, it still wouldn't have been a big deal to me. Like going and playing the game, it would have probably been more than I'm mad.
Yeah, the only way, and there is a way you wouldn't be that this would have been a spoiler. There is actually a way. You would have needed to avoid every single trailer, every single piece of promotional material, the demo. Basically, you would have to have had a complete media blackout since almost the moment the game was announced. Because this...
Good luck fucking doing that as a fucking Final Fantasy fan.
Some people have done... I honestly don't know. I do genuinely question how some people avoid spoilers for absolutely everything when algorithms are so tuned into you, like what you want to see. Like, I genuinely can't figure out how anyone actually avoids it other than staying off the internet. Like, foregoing somebody saying they've managed to do it, I don't know how it's possible. It's not even like an insult. I can't fathom it. But like every bit of promotional material basically said what this was and what had happened. If you played the demo, you basically had it all figured out. Some people are saying it's only like 5 minutes into the game. I think that's a little bit much to say. I think you can reasonably come to the conclusion in 2 hours, but the game doesn't formally tell you until maybe closer to like 6 hours in, I'd say is like a reasonable time frame to have known what is actually happening here. But it's also let me put it this way, it was so inconsequential in terms of the overall plot of the game that we never actually found out what the plot of 16 was until it came out. We actually had no idea. It was never correct as far as we could tell. Like, maybe some people threw a guess out there that could have gotten close, but like, that's how inconsequential the story bit here was. This was supposed to be. So I saw somebody put it best. What the demo and what the collaboration did was they presented you with something that was not a surprise at all to the player, but was a surprise to the main character. The audience already knows everything, and it's just the Clive doesn't know. Yeah. In fact, chat just said it. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm being insensitive, but sometimes I can't take people seriously when they call spoilers on things.
Yeah.
That's not just true here. That's true with everything.
Everything. Called it. I mean,
it's not even called it. It's like somebody what's a really dumb example that I've actually heard. Like, I don't want hyperbole. I want something that I've actually had happen. Could you have an example, Sly, of something that you don't consider a spoiler? Like, it's like such a basic, non-consequential detail that somebody complained about to you that was spoiled for them. Like, it could be like, what are they going to order at this restaurant in this anime? It's a burger with no pickles. And someone be like, well, thanks for fucking spoiling it. I was going to see it in like 2 seconds. You know it's happened, but thinking of an example is tough.
Oh yeah. Okay. It was SMT5. It was SMT5, and like all the trailers like have shown Lucifer. You know, Lucifer, who's usually probably like either Mega Boss or Final Boss. And then like I had someone complain to me about, you know, being spoiled. And I'm like, first of all, fuck you. Secondly, Secondly, how many times has Lucifer been a fucking final boss in SMT besides this one? And third, the glow up was probably like the best Lucifer glow up we've ever seen in years. So again, going back to the first of all, fuck you.
Yeah, it kind of leads into that. It's one of those things where you kind of struggle to have any sort of empathy for the person who says they're spoiled. It's not like they're like clearly they're experiencing it. You should respect that they're experiencing it, but you don't actually respect how they've come to the conclusion that they're experiencing. It's like a really like fucked up backwards way of expressing empathy that doesn't make any sense at all. It's just completely devoid of it. And that's kind of how it was. I'm also of the, and Sly, tell me if I'm crazy. This, like, I need your opinion on this. Okay.
Okay.
You've never played Final Fantasy. Like, I'm saying, like, put yourself in the shoes. Someone who's never played Final Fantasy 16. They avoided every trailer. They have never been a part of a conversation. They never even, like, caught wind of a conversation about the game. They never seen a poster. Never seen a Twitter post. They never seen anything, right? They got all that. That person who is so desperately waiting for the PC version of Final Fantasy 16 before they commit to having the experience because they don't want to buy a PS5, then decides to watch all the cutscenes of a Final Fantasy 16 collaboration and Final Fantasy 14 and is upset they were spoiled. Am I crazy? Am I bugging or like, is that?
Why would you be the crazy one?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. That's why I said I needed your opinion on it.
No.
I'll give you this. There's one bit of dialogue it's not possible to skip that would technically still be a revelation if you somehow avoided everything. You can't skip the dialogue in the solo instance towards the end of it, which is probably the single most telling bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can skip everything else.
Yeah.
But it's like, close your eyes. Just like, you're like, okay, he's saying something. I don't know what it is. Just do this every once in a while to see if there's any dialogue. Just got to blink your eyes open real quick to see if it's done. I expected it there. But then again, I've played the game. That's why. Yeah. It was also, again, not a revelation in any way. Nothing that happened there was a revelation.
But moving towards the solo instance, what did you think of the fight?
It was really fun. It's one of the few duty actions that I've gotten that I didn't hate using. It's still really not great to have to interrupt my skills.
Were you one of those annoying people who tried the fucking precision dodge every fucking area?
No, I did it if I just didn't want to move. No, I never got hit the whole time, the whole fight anyway. But
I mean,
like,
of course.
Yeah, but no, there were times where it was like, I just don't feel like moving out of this. Let me do it. But I was never like, I'm going to force myself to dodge every single time.
Right.
So, and also annoying, it's a solo instance. Fuck you. If I want to dodge everything, I'll dodge everything. It's not like it affects you.
I've just seen so many people like just do it like as a fucking like you're playing either 16 or fucking Devil May Cry or something. Like that.
This is no. I will never ever treat Final Fantasy 14 like I'm playing Devil May Cry. Never a shot in the dark. I'll also say this. Honestly, I should have, because you can't fucking replay the event yet. You have to wait till it comes back around and use the replay function then. So I should have tried to do it because I can't fucking go back and do it now. I'd have to do it on an alt. Just saying. That's the downside to the event, because I actually, as soon as I was done with it, I was like, I can play that again. I'd like to go back and play that. And then they're just like, no, it's not here yet. Wait till it comes back around.
Not fam.
I was upset.
Yeah, but you're fine. You're fine anyway. You got like 10 alts or something.
I have like 2 alts that are level, 3 alts, I'm sorry, that are 50 or above. 2 of them are at 50. No, one of them's 60. No, I guess it's 4 alts because I have Healer Happy. I forgot about him. I haven't done that series.
Yeah.
I have the A Realm Reborn character from playing the story before they fixed it. Then I have the when they remade the A Realm Reborn story, or they like slashed it by like a fourth. I made that character. I have Healer Happy from way back when, who's in Stormblood, and then I have Slackahapicus.
Forgot about Slackahapicus.
Never forget about Slackahapicus. I need to level. I need to actually finish MSQ with Slackahapicus at some point. You got to do it. The consensus seems to be that the event overall is positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rewards people are enjoying. They get their chest window for Clive, who I'll talk about Clive here in a second too. They get their Torgal mount. They get their Torgal minion, 10 Orchestrians, and a triple triad card. So, couple of things. One, 400,000 MGP for all of the Orchestrians and the card.
Good luck.
Good luck. That's like fucking no work at all. I could fucking piss into a cup slower than it takes me to get 400,000 MGP.
Okay.
Fashion report, challenge log, few gates. I'm fucking almost there already on that note. That's like more than a quarter of the way. Easy money, easy time. But more importantly, those rewards don't seem like they're temporary anyway.
You think they're staying within the Gold Saucer?
Final Fantasy 15 stuff was on a completely separated NPC, and when the event left, the NPC left. Hence why they're not available. These are on the normal NPCs, all of them. Oh, and the Noctis card actually stayed. The Noctis card stayed already. You can still buy it right now, so the Clive card will definitely stay. But the all the Orchestrians, I think they're there to stay. I think it's just checking for the quest completion because it's just on the normal NPC. So that's kind of nice, so you don't have to rush 400,000 MGP down if you just don't give a shit or you just don't want the music sheets or anything right now.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But that doesn't go away, so you just have all the time in the world to get it and not have to think about. I say not have to think about MGP, but you say it's a non-issue.
It's not an issue. It's just not. You have to just not want MGP. Like, I don't farm MGP every week, so I just hold on to what I have and like.
I don't either. It's been a while since I've like actually absolutely farmed MGP for something. So.
Yeah. Like even if you just play your mini crackpot and your jumbo crackpot, you at least walk away with something a little bit every now and again. But then I'm still, the fashion report,
do gates and stuff. I'd still do gates and fashion report. Yeah.
You know me. I love me some Leap of Faith. Big fan of Leap of Faith. Yoshi P may not be. I don't think we'll ever see him do another one after that live letter. But I think he's done. He's like, fuck it, we're scrapping this.
Good.
Leap of Faith's the best one.
Fuck Leap of Faith. I fucking hate it.
It's the best one. Come on now.
Nah, fam.
However, I think the biggest topic, other than the potential spoilers from it for people who that affects, has been that Clive is clearly a more detailed character, at least face, than anything else that we have in the game. He looks like he's literally on the PlayStation 4.5 the entire time compared to the rest of our models.
Oh my God. Yeah. The one thing I've heard, before I did it, the one thing I heard from people who did it was graphics. Like, okay. And then I see Clive and I'm like, yeah, okay. Ooh, graphics. So are we, with this, are we getting kind of a preview of what's to come in Dawn Trail with this collaboration?
I actually don't think that's what's happening here.
Okay.
So I'll say that for a couple of simple reasons. Number one, they actually said they had to custom make his face in a previous live letter because they can't make his face with Final Fantasy 14 assets. So I think some of it is just him having a custom face. that we can't have. Custom face, custom hair. Like they didn't just take assets meant to be duplicated and like thrown onto the server and load all of it. They made an asset for him. His body is also just a 14 asset. It's just his head that seems to be a 14 asset because his body looks like a 14 body. It's not like extra detailed. It's not the biggest complaint. His tits are smaller in 14 than in. I listen. I will pull every thirsty person I know onto this platform to prove to you that is a common opinion. I will pull Tiff in here. I will pull Syra in here. I will pull Kiri in here. I will. I'll pull Ann in here. I will pull them all in here.
Tiff's just gonna fucking sim for what's his nuts?
I guarantee you tweet her right now and ask her about Clive and 14's his chest and see you'll get an opinion that it's been nerfed in 14. All right.
She's more of an Arbor stan. Come on now.
Listen, she loves Clive. She doesn't love him as much, but she loves Clive.
Okay.
Yeah. Ponto said that they were missing. I noticed it. Like, come on.
That motherfucker's got issues.
Says the man who wants Garuda's rack on his back wall.
It's a good rack.
Well, that's the problem. We didn't have a good rack here with Clive. Imagine if Garuda didn't have a good rack when she got ported over to another game.
Garuda's rack has been consistent between 14 and 16.
But what if it wasn't? You would notice, wouldn't you? Exactly my point.
We're talking about Clive.
Oh, so now it's there. No, that makes it. Come on now. It doesn't matter whose it is. He's just not as interested in Clive as Garuda.
No, not. Jill either.
This man can't understand. Just can't understand. All right. However, yeah, no, his face, his hair, even Torgal's actual detail seems to be a decent bit higher. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You know what's a really stark difference? So there's Clive standing next to literally everybody else, which is really obvious. When a Realm Reborn Ifrit becomes 16 Ifrit, there's also a clear quality difference. It's not just that 16's Ifrit looks cooler. There's also a clear quality difference. It's like, yeah. Did you play the new Super Mario RPG?
No.
So do you know who the secret boss is in the original?
What's his nuts? It was like a Square original. I forget his name, but yeah.
Culex,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like him going from 2D to 3D practically. It's like a drastic difference in terms of asset quality.
I need to see 3D Culex.
It's pretty good looking. It's pretty good looking dude. Aloha, chill. Yeah, no, it's straight glow up. It's literally like Digivolved Ifrit. Like he's on all fours and then he digivolves and then he just becomes the other one. He went from what is it? It's Agumon, Greymon, and then what's that's their Skull Greymon? Oh, it's Mecha Greymon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
What did you just pull them up side by side so you could actually like see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
War Greymon. There you go. Yeah. It's literally goes from Greymon to War Greymon. Listen, I may not have seen Digimon in like 20 years, but I do remember Agumon. Come on. I was a kid once, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so it's actually, but it is exciting because it does show what the game can actually make things look like, which then makes the graphics update itself a little bit more. Even if I don't think this is actually this is what the game will look like preview for 7.0, I think it's at the very least, it goes to show it doesn't have to be the way that it is, which is really all we want at this point.
Yeah.
So I considered that was only an hour to do everything, but it was a good hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Like roughly 55 minutes for me. But,
oh yeah, okay, yeah, fine. Just shave 5 minutes off. You know, you could have just rounded up and agreed. It's funny because the 15 event, I noticed took me 56 minutes, and this took me 1 hour, 1 minute. So I was thinking about those 5 minutes. I was thinking about the 5 minutes you took away already as it was. Aloha, stop. He does not like that I woke up late this morning.
I will say, I see like a lot of people. I watched a lot of people do it, and the one part that gave so many people trouble was finding Clive.
Oh my God. I literally watched Ponto take like 6 fucking minutes, and I thought it was a bit. Yeah. I genuinely thought it was a fucking bit. I found him in like 2 seconds. Me. Right. I should have taken the rest of my existence to find him.
Now, usually I'm fucking terrible at shit like that, but I'm like, yeah, he's right there. It didn't take long. He's right there. Like, the little thing right by the bush. It's a little shiny. Everybody's looking like up there, down there, like clicking everything. I'm like, right, he's right there. Like, look down. Nope. Go a little bit left. No, damn it. Other left. Like, yeah. I
have a rule of looking down first because everybody, this is true in real life too. Everybody's life exists like this, like from like the neck up, and nobody looks where they're fucking walking. So that's just like, life is like that enough. And so I make a note to look down to make sure I fucking know the path that I'm blazing here.
Because I kind of had an idea that it would be like an unconscious body somewhere. So immediately look down. He's probably lying like face first in the ground somewhere. Lo and behold.
I always check the ground level first because I know that no matter what I'm looking for, it's probably on a ground, like it's on a ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not flying in the air. So I immediately just went clockwise and it was right there. It took me like 2 seconds.
Right.
It's funny. I did just click randomly out of fear I would miss it. But then I was like, oh no, wait, he's right there.
Oh my God.
Well, because I was afraid because the burning wall is very like one note color wise. Right. So I was afraid for my sake, I wouldn't be able to spot him right away. So the whole time I was like, just in case, let me just left click the entire time while oh, never mind. He's right there. It took 2 seconds of me doing that to find him.
Yeah, so blackjack and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
There you go. If I reach down, it's because Aloha, come here. You're going to be part of the show now.
Oh, he's always part of the show. There
yeah, but now he's really part of the show. All right. There we go.
Obligatory cat.
Yeah, obligatory cat. Yeah. Don't give me that look. Don't give me the Elvis lip. Hey, you asked for this. All right? You asked for this.
Thank you very much.
All right, Aloha. That's fine.
But yeah, overall, really good collaboration.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
And it's good to get to compare right after the 15 event ended about a month ago or a few weeks ago even. So it's like, it's good to have them kind of back to back to see the consistency of them. However, on topics that we've missed since we haven't done State of the Realm for a few months during the downtime, there's been a lot of little topics that have cropped up, and because everyone's desperate for news, they've all become like important topics, right? Aloha, you can't have my meat. Get off my desk. Get off my desk. All right.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, no, I had some food before State of the Realm, and the plate is still here, so he wants the meat. Yeah. And among them, Aloha, my shirt. Jesus Christ, get your back paw. I regret this as much as he does. One was the seasonal event that actually came right before this. There was a lot of discussion about
Little Ladies Day and
Hatching Tide at the same time. Yeah. Not the first time they've actually combined a seasonal event. We had the Halloween and Make It Rain event with the murder mystery that one time.
I mean,
this isn't quite the same thing, but that's the only other time they've really done it.
Yeah, like I'm wondering, like, do I really count that though?
It's the only thing that's comparable to them straight up combining 2 seasonal events that normally have 2 separate rewards.
Make It Rain is more of
like a campaign.
It's not, it's more of a campaign. I wouldn't really call it a seasonal.
Yeah, but we had like missed it that summer. And so when they brought it around, brought it around for Halloween, and they themed it around Halloween while they were at it. So they essentially made it an event strictly for the sake of like the Make It Rain timing. But it was funny because they ended up bringing that murder mystery back around even when it wasn't Halloween themed as like a recurring thing. So it's interesting how it became like kind of the norm for Make It Rain after that point. But that was a pretty hot topic. So the way that it worked is that Hatching Tide and Little's Ladies, they had the quest itself basically was both of the seasonal events like comparing themselves, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And trying to kind of like merge the two together for the sake of the story. But the big thing was the decorations were kind of weird. It was like one town was one set of decorations, the other town was another, but they were both part of one seasonal event. And then at the halfway point, both of those lost all of theirs, and Limsa was themed after the second one.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of strange.
Do you think they did this as a matter of like time because of the timing before Dawn Trail and the other things possibly?
I think that probably was the case. They probably didn't. I think so. Here's the thing. I think they had a plan going towards Dawn Trail, and I think they knew they wanted to do the 15 collaboration, the 16 collaboration, and potentially Yokai, which they've mentioned they wanted to return before 7.0. If that might be in May, there's a decent chance the Yokai event comes back in May when this actually ends, I think. No guarantee though. And that's especially exciting because it would have new rewards. They've already said when they bring back the Yokai event, they want it to have new rewards. Yeah. It's also kind of shitty to do it right before Picto and Viper are joining, though, if you think it right, because then they don't get any rewards. That's kind of fucked up in all actuality, because then you are now creating the problem for like 2 years down the line. But maybe that's the plan every time. Who knows? I think they just looked at how many return events they wanted to do and said, okay, well, if we're going to do 15 and we're going to do 16, there's really not room for both Little Ladies Day and Hatching Tide. So we should just combine them.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair in terms of timing. If we're talking about just timing alone, it's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know really what was going on there. I also don't think it's a bad... Listen, Sly, I'm not going to lie. I don't give a fuck. I literally don't care.
In general?
I literally don't give a shit.
Most of the time, I'll agree with you. If it's a good seasonal, once in a blue moon, we get a like really stand out seasonal event, and I'll actually somewhat care about it. Like you said, the Make It Rain stuff with the murder mystery. I mean, that's good. But yeah, like more often than not, I don't really care. I mean, I care that Yokai Watch is still a thing, and why are we still doing it?
Yokai Watch is so easy now, so I get over it.
It's not even the fact that it's easy. It's just...
Bro, it took me like 3 hours to do it.
It's not a matter of like doing it or ability or anything like that. It's just, I'm just never really a fan of it. Like getting all the weapons, all the little wacky weapon designs and things like that. And none of them really looked like, I just didn't care for it.
Either way, I did literally on release of Dancer and the Yokai, the Yokai weapon was the best looking. It still is one of the best looking weapons for Dancer, unironically. I think the old weapons don't look as good as the weapons they added when they brought it back. I think the new jobs that got the new weapons made off like fucking bandits compared to the original ones.
Okay.
But I guess, more so the point was that they just wanted to squeeze a seasonal event in there. But yeah, I don't normally care unless I look at the reward page and the reward page looks good. I think the last time I ever actually cared about doing the seasonal event was the Haunted Mansion in Halloween. That's it.
I mean, outside of like seasonals, the only time I really gave like two shits for an event or, campaign, it's probably Garo.
And that's technically still around right now. It's been back for quite some time. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even consider the collaboration events seasonal events. When I say that, I literally am not including like Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy 11, whatever. I'm only referring to the actual like holiday seasonal events. You know what's funny though? I lied. That isn't the last time I cared. The summer event.
What's that?
The summer event. I climb that tower every year.
Fire Fair?
Yeah.
Oh, of course you do.
I do also use the most recent one, the Rangers glam. I do use that also. So
yeah.
So that's the last one I cared about. That's the one I've cared about most over recent years because that tower climb is the Clower time. Jesus, now you can tell I've only had 100 milligrams of caffeine today. The tower climb is something special. I love that tower every single time.
You have fun with that, good sir.
I do. It's great fun. The best part is standing at the top, turning on the like one of the cameras and just watching people and see if they fuck up while they're climbing. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew that's exactly what you do every fucking time.
Bro, I do that, you know, in Sylph Step, the Leap of Faith. There's a secret jump puzzle at the end to get to the top of the finish line. And I always jump up there to watch people. It's a really, really good angle to watch people fuck up. For like 7 minutes. And then you play the Shadowbringers boss theme the whole time. So it's like, we fall. And it's such a great spectator event. Just perched up there, yeah. Just saying. Makes the jumping way more fun.
We need to get you a new form of entertainment.
No. This is perfectly acceptable. Yeah. I'd say so. But yeah, there was some discourse around that. Let's see. I had a whole bunch of stuff lined up here. Oh, okay. The next one was one we probably should have. I couldn't segue right to it, but I probably should have gone to it. Pre-orders. Obviously, they've been available for a little bit at this point. We got those details at PAX East just 2 weeks ago at this point, and it was pre-orderable 3 days after they told us everything about it. So on March 26th. And it was as pre-ordery as one could imagine.
Yeah.
That site was
day of site was fucked all get out. And I really didn't care because the day of I was just playing Dragon's Dogma. That was my first that was the first day I was playing Dragon's Dogma. So I gave two fucks. I'm like, everybody's giving me their status is like, yeah, I got mine. This fucking site is fucking stupid. I'm like,
It's nothing quite like live streaming while that's happening because I get to collect every emotion in one place.
It's all chronicled.
However,
so fucking transparent when that shit happens.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I absolutely do not blame them. So funnily enough, though, Square had put out a tweet that we all kind of mocked at the time, saying that
you should probably just use guest.
No, that was a good tweet because that actually let people fix the problem. The tweet I'm talking about is them saying they had a healthy stock of collectors boxes and collector's editions. Not a single person saw that tweet and believed them.
And they're still up.
And yes, they've actually had such a healthy stock that it's last I checked, which was yesterday, still purchasable, at least on the US side. The collector's box itself. I don't know about all the editions. I don't know about all the version. I don't know about all that, but the stock was actually healthy. Which means everyone who spent 4 hours having a mini stroke the entire time trying to get it to work kind of just didn't need to do it. Listen, you had to do it because we couldn't have possibly believed them, right?
Yeah, I honestly didn't care. I mean, I was trying to semi do it during stream, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like if it happens, it happens. And then I just see like the day after. Oh,
It's still there.
I'm good.
It's it's hilarious. I had no intention of buying the collector's box. I'm not buying it. Didn't pre-order it. Didn't do it for Endwalker either. And in fact, I don't even want half the shit on that shelf anymore. I just want to fucking garage sale that shit out to Twitch. All right.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I just don't even want it. But I still tried to put it in my cart and check out without the intention of finishing the checkout, just to see if I had streamer privilege over everyone else. And I'll let you know I didn't. No.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes people like to look at streamer like we have the advantage. I was like, you know what? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's test the shit. I be telling y'all half the time we don't like that's not a thing. Streamer privilege is not a thing, I promise y'all.
Until it is.
Yeah, like in the rare case that it is.
Gets game, puts in title, thanks for the early access to game, and then's like, not a streamer. In that particular case, yeah, you got him.
We know you have a toggle to turn it on and off. Fair.
Yeah, to be fair,
yeah.
I didn't pull out the red phone.
Yeah.
That's it. The only break glass when need to call Yoshi P.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I was shocked. I actually wanted to say I'd rather have issues day one, but still have enough stock to actually cover all of that than literally have it be unorderable and gone in 10 minutes. That's the fear.
See, you have the Square phone. I have the Atlas phone.
Oh, okay. It took me a second. I looked up. I literally was like, my phone's a rectangle, bro. A rectangle is not a square, but a square is a rectangle. Come on now.
Funny thing about that, like, I haven't planned on playing Unicorn Overlord.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, you know, we got a code for you. I haven't cashed in on it.
Did over 500,000 units for Unicorn Overlord.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And Yoko Taro begging people to buy Vanillaware games.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, please, they can't go under. You need to buy this game. That man had a desperate plea. He's like, please, you all need to buy. I don't care which one it is. It could be buy Unicorn Overlord, buy Odin Sphere, buy like, I don't care. Just buy 13 Aegis
Sentinels.
13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Like, just please buy something. Yoko Taro out there just trying to save lives.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, are you going to release a new Nier game? If we do, he's like, I didn't say that. Don't fucking ask me about any more. She's in Versus
Nier
Rising.
Vanillaware game.
Yeah. Where's the Nier Vanillaware game? Listen, the mobile game's gone. They got time for it now.
Yeah.
Whoever's writing that, just lend them out and Vanillaware take care of it. There you go. Maybe that was the plan. Maybe that's why he said that. Maybe it's because he was like, I want to do that, and then they were just like, well, you gotta do it. That's it. So yeah, that was. I felt like that was worth bringing up because it was pretty big. I mean, it was like a day of just heart attacks nonstop for everybody, except for me. I got to sit there and laugh. Then we had a few other now, fortunately, we already covered the oversimplifying stuff last week when we were talking with Arthur, so we don't need to go over that. That was a huge topic all on its own.
Uh-huh.
So thank goodness for that. However, there's one thing that has been absolutely fucking hilarious to both and sad at the same time to both witness and watch. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sly?
More of the auto marker shit?
No, that's been the last day. And that has also been both hilarious and sad. No, the Xbox version.
Oh.
Oh my God. What should have just been a really casual, normal expansion of a clientele for a game has literally become a laughing stock, and not in the way that you seemed to think it would. Chat, stop saying free company. We're going to get banned on Microsoft. Danalin. Sly, it looks like you may not know what we're talking about.
I have no clue what oh my God, please explain this.
So there's actually two parts, and that's actually the second part, Sly. Because before we talk about the problem that 14 players on Xbox are having, and mind you, it's problems that Microsoft has been responsible for. It hasn't been a problem with 14 and how it runs. Hasn't been a problem with the player base, which I know some people are like anti-Xbox player base. That's just like a weird thing that has somehow persisted over the years. It is entirely faults of Microsoft that have been hindering the experience on the Xbox for Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
Number one, have you seen how Xbox players have to pay their sub?
No.
So it's normal, you know, the companies want to make that bank, right? They want to take a cut of whatever, you know, business they do for a game on their platform, you know. PlayStation just, I don't even know how PlayStation just makes box cost, I think. I actually don't know. Yeah, I guess if they buy anything 14 related off the store is really it. Like, I mean, off of the PlayStation store, like the expansions, like I don't think they get anything other than a box price.
Yeah. That's the only thing. They can't sell anything, you know, Mog Station related on Sony's.
I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think they have. But no, however, not the case on Xbox, mind you. On Xbox, you have to, and I mean have to, if you are exclusively subscribed to the Xbox version and don't have the PC version or PlayStation version, you have to purchase coins off of Microsoft's store and then use those coins to pay for your subscription through the Xbox app itself. You can't go to the website and do it there and just use a credit card or debit card or Krista.
So they created Krista version 2 point something.
Yeah, but it's exclusively for the Xbox version.
Okay.
And that's how Microsoft makes their bank on that. Now, keep in mind that those coins, if I recall correctly, are not exclusively used on your subscriptions either. You can use them on the Mog Station itself, which does mean you can actually use but you have to do it through the Xbox app. Yeah, that was my look.
Krista.
Yeah, but except that it's all being done through the Xbox. Now, keep in mind, again, these are only issues if you only play the Xbox version. If you do play a different version, you can just go to the website and do everything normally.
Yeah.
So it's just an incredibly weird thing. So Xbox has not been a thing for 14 for years for a couple of reasons. And we publicly know what those reasons are. The two things that Microsoft wanted that they didn't want to pull back on. Square Enix didn't want to pull back on it for the longest time. Do you remember what they both are, Sly?
No. Yeah, offhand.
The one that they got, that Square Enix managed to get without, was Xbox exclusive servers. Xbox had a cross-platform policy, and technically still has, that required any company to give Xbox players the choice to only play with other Xbox players. Okay. Square, I don't know if that's still in their policy, like for all the other ones, but at the very least, Square's moved away from that. Budget. Yeah, that's not something Square had to make good on, right?
Yeah.
The other was the requirement for Game Pass, which did make it onto the list of things, because to play the Xbox version, you do need to be a Game Pass subscriber.
Okay.
So you do need to pay 2 subscriptions to play exclusively on Xbox. You need to pay your usual which most Xbox people have, but then they're also being asked to pay another one. So there's that.
Right.
But on top of that, I think we found where the concession was, and I think it was in those Microsoft coins. They were like, well, you don't want to give us anything else, then we're going to make that bank. I've said up until now.
I mean, they're making bank regardless, just off the fact, one, that you do need a subscription to play, as opposed to PlayStation where you don't. That's probably place. I'm pretty sure there are other games that don't require you to have PS Plus, but like the main one being Final Fantasy, and then the whole coin thing. So yeah, they're going out of their way to make bank.
Yeah. And it seems Xbox people don't mind. They're used to the way Microsoft kind of runs business at this point. So they're already used to like paying for Game Pass to then also buy the games that they play. Like if Game Pass doesn't technically have the game and they buy the game and they might need it to play online, like that, there's some things they're used to Microsoft doing. The double dip of the coin didn't seem to really bother many Xbox players in particular. To them, it was just because to them it was not, oh, it's like this for everyone else. It's like this for us. It was like, this is just how I pay for it. There was like, it wasn't a layer on top of a layer. It was just what was put in front of them. Right. Okay. Fair. Still kind of not cool, but fair.
It's still kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I recall, the amount of coins you can buy, it's also one of those weird cases where it's like you have to buy more than you need.
It's like weird numbers.
Yeah. It's not like weird, but it's just
that's just a standard business practice. Like you won't get the exact number of coins you need. They'll be like really, really odd numbers that come in packs, I guess. And I guess the more even numbers are at the higher end of how much you're going to pay. That's been a common business practice among like every gaming company who runs like an online infrastructure will do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's any premium currency does it. Theirs is like the subscription is between two amounts. So it's like you either buy like $10 of coins or $15. It's not like it's even mispriced, but the fact that you can't just pay the exact subscription cost in coins is kind of the thing. You need to go for the $15 coin option, even if you're doing the $12.99 subscription, basically.
Right.
Because you can't just buy the 1,000 one. But then every month you buy that, you eventually end up with like an extra month at some point. So I guess the idea is if you were long term, it would equal out kind of thing.
Well, that's the difference between Krista and this thing is with Krista, at least you can actually set a price to like within like above. I think they go above like at the very least you had to do like 1,000 or something, Krista.
I honestly don't know much about Krista, so you're telling me I never use it.
Yeah, you can set however much Krista you want to buy, like personally. Like you can set the exact number above 1,000. Yeah, you can buy a custom amount and be fine.
Okay, so you can just basically choose to pay with Krista, but have it. Can you forcefully make it load up exactly that amount of Krista the day you're supposed to pay the subscription? Can you like recur?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. It's genuinely, I don't use Krista ever. Yeah. So. Yeah, and you can also pay. I know you can pay the exact amount of Steam currency on the Steam version. So like if you have $12.99 in your Steam wallet, you can just take $12.99 out of your Steam wallet. So there's that. Yeah. So this is that was another hotly contested bit. Was the actual cost of the coins versus the cost of the subscription and no custom amount function being there. But then once Xbox players got into the game, they quickly found out that they were naughty children. So naughty when they go to...
Why are they naughty children? What the hell happened?
Listen,
please tell me.
Listen, when you're looking for free company, man... company's normally kind of expensive, but if you start looking for free company, listen, Microsoft, they don't want any prostitution in their games. All right. So you got to get banned if you're looking for free company right away. Okay.
Okay.
You can't go to, as Microsoft probably thinks it's called, Thanaland, because there's too much anal in Thanaland. So they got to censor that. You can't type that. Right. Yeah. You're just not allowed to do it. All right.
Oh my God. What else? Please keep going.
Literally anything. I mean, just you name it. If there's You know, come on. What's another one? Chat was throwing them all around later. Thanalin's by far the most popular one to throw around there. Yeah, that's true. Quicksand is technically in Thanalin. So I guess that checks out, especially on some places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. I know chat's got some other ones in there that, oh yeah. And then dude, does Clive get them all banned? He says shit in the middle of the quest. Oh yeah, raids get censored because of AIDS. Yeah, it's R asterisk asterisk asterisk. Oh, night. Yeah, because of the 3 letters after the K. That's another one. Yeah.
Harvest dance.
Oh yeah, harvest dance
because of STD.
Yeah, because of STD. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Happy, what did I tell you? For years on end, what did I tell you about Xbox? What was the one thing I tell you about Xbox? What is, like, do you remember? If anything, what have I said Xbox is?
You said the game would never come to Xbox, but I don't remember anything else.
Primarily, what Xbox is a shooter console. Primarily. So, I'm guessing these were things already in place because of toxic shooter community.
Call of Duty is a wild game, man. It's a wild multiplayer experience.
Yeah, it is.
I actually think that there's a different explanation. And it's one that's way more modern. I don't think they have a proper filter for any of these things on any of their games that they themselves made. You know what I think it is? It's all AI. It's all AI moderation.
I fucking refuse to believe it's AI.
I 100% believe it's AI. They've clearly programmed it, but it's not a person sitting behind the screen doing all of that. No way a person sees that free company thing and genuinely bans somebody. That is something only a machine would do. So, the Xbox players, they just want to play the game. They're just getting fucked.
So when this happens, what happens? Do they go to the Morty in jail or do they get outright banned?
So the free company person got banned. And the chat's right. AI is the wrong word. We used to call it AI back in the day. Automated is what it would be called now. AI would imply the intelligence part, which it clearly isn't. No, yeah. So I think one person guy, the free company guy got banned for 2 months.
Jesus. Still has not been repealed?
I mean, I haven't kept up with it, so I'm going to assume not. Honestly, I don't even know if I'd want to appeal for that. I would be just so shocked. I just go buy it on PC.
Yeah.
And the rest is just a hyper degree of censorship. That is not enforced by the game. It's enforced by Microsoft. That's how I feel too. Just, what do I even say? It's crazy. It wasn't supposed to be like this, Sly.
It was not.
Little did we know. Everyone who's on PlayStation, like, oh, we don't want those Xbox players here. Xbox so toxic. This isn't in any way ironic that I'm saying this. You know, the Xbox players are fine. What we didn't know is that getting into bed with Microsoft was going to be so hilariously bad for them.
This wasn't what Phil promised. This wasn't, no.
Phil, I don't even remember a single word Phil said on that stage. I don't remember a single fucking word. I don't think I even paid attention in the first place to a single word that he said. I was just busy like, man, he does not look like he wants to be here. That's all I could think the entire fucking time.
Mina-san, I would like to welcome every warrior of light to Xbox.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
He said war. He said lig. He said lig. He's banned.
You know what? I'm so dumb. I'm dumb, Sly. This whole time I've been thinking something, and then I just realized why I didn't say it out loud.
What's that?
I was like, how did we not catch this in the free trial? Because you can't fucking chat in the free trial. You can't say chat or like anything. You can't. All the chat restrictions meant nobody fucking tried. You can like say chat, and I think that's it. You can barely chat at all, but because you couldn't chat with friends, you couldn't make parties, you couldn't shout. You just didn't fucking do it. You couldn't join a free company. Oh, Christ. That's a fucking time, dude.
Yep.
Couldn't join a free company. Jesus Christ. So, Xbox players. Here's what I have to say. A Realm Reborn regularly goes on sale for PC. Okay? So here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to get it when it's on like an 80% sale, right? Just like for now, just the starter edition. I don't even buy, like, I'm not telling you to go play the PC version, but you buy that at like a massive discount and apply it to your account so you can skip using Microsoft coins. Because I don't know that you want to use Microsoft coins and subsequently get banned when you try to join a guild.
Yeah.
And you'll get a free month with your game. So if you can get it for less than $12.99 on like a massive sale, then you'll save money on a month. Because we want you to play. We just don't want you to suffer.
And yeah, if I were you, I'd start in Gridania or Limsa.
No. If you're trying to avoid inappropriate chat, Limsa, you cannot. Gridania is the safe one. Limsa and Ul'dah are both not safe.
I mean, it saves them from having to go out into Danilin.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Sand.
That's true. I was thinking of the quicksand specifically, not Thanolin.
Yeah.
Or as at Microsoft, I think it's called the Anal Land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't believe it. Yeah. I wonder how how they're gonna scan adventure plates, man.
Oh boy.
Imagine you open someone's adventure plate in like a town and it just instantly kicks you off the fucking game like a second for sexual content. That shit would crack me the fuck up. I mean, sorry to that person, but you would make for a hilarious story.
Well, today's stream, we're going to check out adventure plates.
Oh my God, Sly, I just thought of a joke that I saw.
What's up?
So, how many people have seen the Xbox they're giving away on the
Oh yeah,
the
I've
Twitter?
seen that.
Yeah, it's a really
amazing.
cool looking Xbox.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something about that Xbox?
What's that?
Much like playing the game on Xbox, it doesn't fucking work. It's not a functional Xbox. It's just a fucking adornment.
Oh, so it's just something you would put.
Yeah, it's fucking plastic. It's not even a functioning console. It even says it at the bottom.
So you're just doing all that for an Xbox cover.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just, yeah, it's a sleeve. Yeah, okay, it is a sleeve. Yeah. Oh, do they ship you in that? Because, okay, it specifically says the sleeve is not a functioning Xbox. Okay, the controller probably works. Yeah, it's just the skin. Thank Christ. Because it has a warning at the bottom that says that warns you that it's not a functioning console. It's a cover, but that made it confusing. I thought the whole giveaway didn't have a fucking Xbox with it because that warning is at the fucking bottom of the giveaway. This is not a functioning console. And it's like, they give you an Xbox also, apparently, though, to go with it. Thank Christ. Same with the controller and the skin. Oh, I saw someone tell that joke and I was like, that's so fucking cruel and funny. Now it doesn't hold any weight.
Relief. Holy hell. Ooh.
I'm relieved too. It could only have gotten worse. But they should really sell the controller at the very least. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, anyway. I hope it gets better for them before it gets worse.
Agreed.
But man, it's not been a great time for them. And only them. They're the only ones suffering. Nobody else is suffering. Everyone else is living their lives. Even Mac players are laughing at them at this point. They're just like, dude, what the fuck is going on with these guys right now? Mac's doing fine right now. People laugh a little bit about gaming on Mac, but the game works on Mac. People play it on Mac. It's great. They don't have any issues paying their Xbox. People are just like, please, please, I want to be just like a Mac player.
And players are like, yeah, you do.
I own the Mac version. I own the Mac version because it was on sale for $4. So I got a free month sub out of it.
How's it run?
That would require, actually, I do have a Mac. I should maybe install it on that. I just realized I actually do have a Mac. I was going to say,
entertainment. You could make a stream out of it.
I was going to say, I was like, well, that would require me to own a Mac because I bought it when I didn't have a Mac.
Right.
No shot that Mac actually, no, it's a new one. It's like from the last year or two, my Mac. It's like a very new one. I bought it as a business write-off. Okay, let me be clear. I bought it as a business write-off, and then I didn't use it until TwitchCon. I took it out of the box before going to TwitchCon in October. Which now means it's been a business expense. So it works.
There you go.
I was saving it for that moment. It's good. So best of luck, Xbox players. We are rooting for you, believe it or not. We're trying to, at least. But Microsoft is making it very difficult. Very more difficult for you than us, but difficult. Another topic that we kind of skirted over, and by skipping shows in recent months, is probably the most important one.
Which is?
Hopping over to OCE for a bit of a time with our friends down under. Long have we awaited?
Yeah, I didn't take part in this.
It's still going.
Stayed. Oh,
it's going until Dawn Trail's release. Don't forget. And then probably after Dawn Trail's release, mind you, because the whole point is to make sure it works for Dawn Trail's release.
Yeah. So happy have you hopped over and done a few things?
Oh no, not a fucking thing. I did transfer a character to OCE when OCE first came out, and I played with some people there for a bit. I actually asked if my community wanted to go to OCE one day, and not a single person did. So that was strange. I was like, hey, you guys want to go do...
That was strange.
It was, because I was like, guys, we can all go to OCE and do Eureka together. And they were just like, we'll just stay on Ether. And I was like, but not everyone's on Ether. And they're like, we're just going to stay on Ether. And I'm just like, but we could, what about our EU friends? And they're like,
we'll just stay on Ether.
We'll stay on Ether. They probably have characters on Ether in all reality. Yeah, that was it. However, I do know a lot of people who have gone over there. The transfers have been largely hilarious, and NA is making a fool of themselves. So, you know, everything that happened that I expected to happen, happened.
So by the time Dawn Trail comes out, they will have they'll have the special server status where if you transfer to them and you get like, bonus and,
I don't know if they'll
those-
still have preferred. I mean, that's the thing. All of Materia is preferred, essentially, as far as I know, because the population is so low. There's no reason for it not to be preferred. Similar, like Dynamis has more players than Materia.
Right.
I've been to Limsa and seen 4 people in Dynamis on one of the servers. So that's bad. So the main reason why they're letting us do this is to give players from the other regions an option if they can't log into their own servers during Dawn Trail's release window.
Oh, so we're gonna make the line for Railbon Extreme on OCE. Gotcha.
Well, we're going to make another line for it in theory. It's essentially a backup plan in case anything happens on the existing ones, which is funny. And YouTube brought this up. I thought that's why they tested the cloud servers in the first place, was to do this exact thing with the cloud servers.
Huh.
But they just said, no, I think they are doing it for 2 reasons, because they've said that this was something they could do for a long time now, but they didn't want to because of cultural differences. So they just created a melting pot to see exactly what it's like when the regions all play with each other. And it's NA making a fool of themselves for the most part.
Yeah.
Do you know how they're making a fool of themselves?
When is it NA making a fool of themselves?
Okay, point taken. But do you know the specific thing?
No, not this time.
Shall I put a marker down on the ground and show you how it's done?
Okay, yeah, I do know this one.
Yeah, NA's got a very different way, a very different pug culture than the other regions do. And the PF is where most of the cultures are mixing. Duty Finder a little bit, but it's mostly the people who wanted to actually do content with each other that are heading over there. And thus, Party Finder is really where the amalgamation of that's basically how NA treats it. They just yawn their way through, just like, all right, where's the markers? But what about macros? No. I love telling the story. Every time this comes up, I want to tell the Emerald Weapon story every single time.
The JP? I'm going to JP?
No. When we had a macro in our Emerald Weapon party on release, and the tank called the H1 position.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we told him, no, that's one of the healer spots, he said, oh, okay, H2. Classic NA. And unironically, by the way, he just thought that they were there and that they had funny names and numbers next to the fun. They were like, I don't know why there's letters and numbers next to these, but I guess I'll just pick one. Maybe they were warrior. I think they were a paladin. I don't think they were a warrior. Yeah, it just stands for Hank 1 and Hank 2.
Hank 1, Hank 2.
Listen, some of us want macros and not marker dance. Some of us have given up hope, and some of us are in both of those categories. That's me.
TPS 1, TPS 2 thoughts per second.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, what a time. But otherwise, in terms of technology, it's been a complete success. The transfer service is quick. It's simple. It's just like doing it anywhere else. And the only difference is you have like 200 ping if you're from NA. That's it. Not the end of the world. Don't play Machinist, but not the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't play Machinist, period, until they fix it.
What? I love Machinist. I played Machinist, a level 90 Machinist in turn 8 Savage. And it was a time, but not because of the weaving.
Good time. Yeah. It
wasn't because of the weaving. It's just because it's turn 8 Savage. But yeah, the weaving.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started practicing Bard again, Sly.
Ooh.
It's been fun. I've been enjoying being back on Bard, actually. And then after
More than likely, more than likely you're not going to Bard for Dawn Trail because you usually do something different every expansion.
What are you talking about, bro? I've been Dancer for fucking like 5 years now. I got to do Monk in point 2, and that was a fucking fluke because I ended up not having fun.
There was one expansion you were Bard, right? When was it?
I was Bard in all of A Realm Reborn until 2.4, and then I was Monk in all of Stormblood. And Heaven's Ward, I was Machinist. I was Ninja, and then I was Machinist.
So
Bard, I started this. I did do the start of this expansion at Bard because I thought Dancer was too weak. But I wanted to play Dancer. I was supposed to play Dancer.
Like Stall. I think.
Stall was playing Bard for ages and just grew to hate herself more and more for playing Bard and hating Bard more and more. Every time you bring up Bard around Stall, she gets angrier and angrier.
Yeah. Shout out to our friend Stall, by the way.
Yeah. So yes, Bard made her stop playing Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, for now. She was on the other day. She was playing the other day. Yeah.
She's in her cozy. She's in her cozy arc right now. But she'll be back. Trust me.
Be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway. The point is, this was a success in pretty much all regards other than NA being NA. And as such, we are now reaching the point where pretty much all the technological hurdles that we need to overcome the most, except for one, are now technically presentable in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
At least, well, technically, there's 2 technical hurdles left. 2 major technical hurdles.
Okay.
I'm not going to count stuff like dot ticks, but I think the friends list needs Jesus and a regional party finder / raid finder for like all of NA, all of EU, like each of them to have all of it at once. I think those are the 2 remaining ones. And we know they've looked at it, at least that regional PF. They've already talked about that and technically want to do it. So I think we're seeing the point where 14 overcomes not all of its technical debt, but all of its biggest technical hurdles. The question is how they'll fix the little things in between that at this point.
Yeah.
It's an exciting era. We're even getting 2 die channels.
Can't wait.
I can't be the only one who thought about what Clive's outfit looks like with 2 die channels as I was messing around with it.
Oh God, just to be able to do like the inserts of a lot of glams. I want it now. Like that's something I wanted now. Like, can you just do like a little, I don't know, like a little beta for it or whatnot, please, Square? Please.
Maybe. It's always a possibility. It's just good to see that most of this stuff's being overcome. People are more excited for the graphical update after the 16 event. People are excited for more cross-world, cross-region stuff. And hopefully the further advancement of that. So there is a lot more excitement around the technical aspects of Dawn Trail, which is important since it's the start of the next 10 years of the game.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Nope. I thought I saw you getting ready. I just looked at his face like, all right, here he goes.
Nah.
Pop off, man. Pop off.
Pop off on. I'm excited for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. There's a part of me that's thinking too far in the future.
How far?
Past Dawn Trail. That's it. Just past Dawn Trail.
That's not too far.
But it's fun. Listen,
thought.
Dawn Trail needs to fucking release and be good first. I shouldn't be worried about anything else.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about like when a lot of leaps are made all at once. I look at the way that 14 drums up excitement about things. And when I see a lot of technical leaps being made all at once or close to being made all at once, I then think about how much less exciting the time after that is.
Mm-hmm.
So like in 8.0, for example, is it going to be a lot more like cookie cutter than Dawn Trail, which is really a paving the way forward kind of expansion? That's what I mean. Too far in the future.
Still not too far, honestly. What I'm kind of looking towards the future for is the next sort of a Realm Reborn, when it kind of shakes up the game a little bit more than, you know, where we're at right now. Like not like Cataclysm or anything like that, but, you know, just.
Fucking Christ, I hope not.
No, God, no.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, that's really the next bit. Any shakeup that happens after 7.0, because I think 7.0 is not going to shake up the actual game all too much versus just promise more of the things people already have proven they liked about it. Try again, maybe like update certain things. But I think it's 8.0 where, you know, that's where we're after level 100. If there's going to be any sort of significant change to, like, whether it be a level squish or it be the way that character power is distributed as you actually play through the MSQ, like, or anything of the sort like that. That's like the 8.0 and on change. That's why, like, I think I'm thinking too far in advance, but it's like, I can't help because we know most of what we need to know about Dawn Trail. It's just about the execution at this point.
Yep.
So at this point, it's just a matter of curiosity, I suppose.
Yep.
But we'll just have to wait and see. That's it.
That we shall.
Yeah, no, they're not going for horizontal progression after 7.0. I can promise you right now that never happens. That's not even copium, hopium. That's legit
Drugs.
Yeah. That takes drugs to get to that conclusion. Pretty much.
The good ones.
The good ones. Yeah. If it was the bad ones, it would be like 11 gets remade, which they already technically tried and failed, so you know. Thanks, Nexon. Anyway. I saw some people say that the Clive precision dodge is going to be a mechanic. That's what they're going to do.
Oh, God.
You ever like just taking 0 damage for the entirety of the game? Because that's exactly what had happened. I would literally just solo every raid and say, fuck it, and just precision dodge through everything.
That just... You're turning 14 into Clive must die.
And?
No, can't do it. See, yeah, until you lag, and until you get a little bit of lag.
That's bad, even without the precision dodge, the lag. Yeah, I've had this whole horizontal progression discussion already about how it's more about creating gearing options. Your horizontal progression in 14 will never be anything except more gearing options, but not actually creating 11 style horizontal progression, which is what most people mean when they say it.
Yeah.
And even then, in a vertically paced game, when you do horizontal progression, it's technically still vertical progression. Like, for example, in WoW, you could have 4 different trinkets that are really good for your class. One of them's the best. You can get any of them and it'd be like good for you, but one of them's the best. And then people be like, not unless you do one for Mythic Plus, you do one for... No. That's immediately. You won't see that in 14. That's it. That's it. We just need more just literal placements of gear and not actual progression. That's different. Placements of gear is different than horizontal progression. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's most of the major topics that we could hit on for a nice catch-up week. After this, there is nothing but prediction and news for State of the Realm.
Mm-hmm.
Next week's show is on Saturday at noon instead of Friday, because Friday night at 9 p.m. is our next live letter and the 14-hour broadcast alongside with it. And then after that, we're in prediction mode. We got to do shows on all the roles, Sly.
Oh God.
Why is that? Oh God.
Kind of hate prediction mode.
It's just because it makes you worry about the Dragoon rework.
Not even that. It's just that prediction mode is a time where, like, people pull the. It's a time where people pull like a lot of shit out of their ass, and we're just throwing shit at a wall to make it stick until we actually see what we get from Media Tour.
There's shit everywhere. There's shit on the wall.
What do you think about this? Like, bro, I don't know. I'm waiting to see like you. I don't want to predict something outlandish.
It's a lot more of when we do it on the show, though. It's more like what in the role actually needs to be done or what doesn't need to be done. Like what needs to be left alone, what needs to be brought up. Like I know what my wish lists are for the jobs I currently play. They're not like new abilities or anything. It's just like what I functionally need the job to feel like after the changes.
Yeah.
And you're just praying that it's not dog shit for Dragoon.
Mainly. Yeah.
I feel like pain inside of you. Just like stop reminding me.
I'm low key. I'm kind of hoping they just forget themselves.
Like, oh yeah, sorry, Dragoon. We didn't have time to update that job at all. So like, good luck.
Good.
Oh, Sly. That's not gonna happen. Sorry. With that, though, that's what our plans are looking like for the next couple of months. We are going to have a show every week until Dawn Trail releases. The week of Dawn Trail, we will be skipping a show.
Wait, hang on.
Okay, except for a week that Sly needs for Nocturne. Sorry, my bad.
For SMT5 Vengeance.
Yeah, SMT5. Yes, there's that too. Don't worry. I knew it was coming. See, I wasn't surprised by you saying Nocturne's 3. I don't know. Oh, no, yeah, Nocturne was in my recommended the other week. That's why it was on my mind. Yeah.
You should play it.
Features Dante from Devil May Cry.
No, don't play that version.
That's the only version I want to play.
No, play the Rido version. Trust me, it's way, way better.
I'm playing the version with Dante from Devil May Cry if I play anything.
Oh my God. Either way, you should play Nocturne. It's fun. It's fun. You'd like the battle system. Like Lab, like my friend Lab is playing it. Like he's gone from Persona to fucking Nocturne, and like it's funny. Like I've seen a video. I've seen this one video of like dudes playing like these 7 dudes playing Nocturne. They're like, this dungeon has a fucking puzzle. How does Persona suck?
I don't know.
Like you're not wrong. Not wrong.
Every time they try to do puzzles in Persona, I never want to do them. Bro, I don't even like in the first dungeon in Persona 4 where you have to run through the rooms 4 times to just teleport you. I'm like, stop. I'm trying to just...
No, they're actually...
It's not even a puzzle, yeah.
Fucking puzzles, yeah. Yeah.
Well, luckily I'm warming up my puzzle games with Honkai right now.
How are you enjoying the honkins?
Dude, I'm enjoying all the honkers right now. I got a lot of dialogue to get through with the honkers.
So many people are trying to get me back to honkins.
It's because it's the 1 year, yeah. The 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Nobody even tried to convince me. I just said, I finally have some time to play a game. Which one do I want to play in my backlog? And it's really just Honkai. So I got my Jades. One person in my chat discovered what the Coda Shop was. Unfortunately, only one person wanted to use the Coda Shop. Do you know what the Coda Shop is, Sly?
No.
It lets you send gems directly to somebody's account.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I was doing all right without that. And then somebody found it. And now I'm doing a lot better.
I can imagine.
Acheron's really great at E2 with her light cone, let me tell you. She's also mommy, but that's besides the point. Anyway, moving on. That's going to be a wrap for this week's show. Next week's show is going to be about the 14-hour broadcast, specifically the live letter that is taking place the night before. I'm sure we will be tired from being up the night before, but we'll just have to persevere.
Brandon Barrett.
Yep. And then after that, we'll be organizing several weeks of shows. We'll probably find out more about the schedule of like leading up to Dawn Trail next week. We'll probably get something closer to an idea of when to expect news. People are waiting on a benchmark, for example. Some people are hoping that's going to be on the 12th. You know, I don't think it will be. You know, some people are hoping for the combat stuff. That won't be at the April thing either. But there's all sorts of little bits of news that people are still waiting for, and we'll probably have a better idea of when we're getting the major bulk of it next week.
Yeah.
So, and that'll be fun. And then we'll be on our own little media dash till Dawn Trail, doing shows every week. It'll be good to be back every week. It's been like 3 months since the last show before last week. When was the last State of the Realm before last week? When was it? It was 6.55, I think.
So, January, February?
Yeah, I think so. 6.5. It was January 27th.
Oof. Before
last week, it was January. It's a 2-month break. It's not that bad. Oh, yeah. And then the next State of the Realm, we're going to invite Xbox players to our new free company in Thanalon. I like somebody earlier in chat said, what if I said paid company instead? Does that make it better? That definitely doesn't. I don't think that makes it better. No. I don't think that's going to get around the system there. Looking for paid company definitely won't register any better on Microsoft system. Oh man. Let's wrap this show up. Sly, tell everyone where they can find you, what you're up to.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly, aka Gray Fox. Tonight, another episode of my personal podcast, Velvet Room Conversations. Tonight's guest will be an Eternal Enigma, my good friend. If you haven't seen GDQ or anything like that, he is a speedrunner he primarily does Silent Hill. He plays a lot of other stuff too, and he's just a really awesome dude, really awesome personality, and we're going to find out his story tonight. Other than that, tomorrow is first Saturday for WSOY, and it is Anime in the Limelight 2, an all anime DJ set from the 70s to today. And it's going to be a really fun time. Other than that, finishing DD Dragon's Dogma 2 to make space for just make space for shit, and so I can kind of take it easy until SMT5, Vengeance, and Dawn Trail. Kind of wanting to do that. Just kind of wanting to coast and do whatever I can before SMT5 and Dawn Trail. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in my neck of the woods. Haps, what's going on with you? And where can I find you?
You can find me, Mr. Happy 1227, pretty much everywhere. Right now, playing through Honkai. I finished the 1.3 story and technically did the first cutscene for 2.0, but I still have to do all of the events and side stories from 1.1 through 1.6. So Run May is going to be up on the list tomorrow. She's 1.6, so I can unlock some more areas and just get more jades. Anyway, and so that's what I'm trying to make sure I can get, so I can save up as many pulls for adventuring at this point. I think I have like 10,000 jades. I have a billion things to do in Honkai, and I'm still popping over to 14 every few days, especially on Tuesdays for Unreal. And I keep finding my foxes, and my 400 million plus guild just keeps on growing. April 18th is the 16 DLC. April 23rd is Ayuden Chronicles. April 25th is Beyond Saga Emerald Beyond. The 25th is also Kenzeru, which is some of you may remember from December, was at the Game Awards. It was the Metroidvania that the guy talked about. It was inspired by his father, which looks really good. But on the 26th is Blade, which I'll be playing.
Have you seen the picture on Twitter
with
like,
2B sitting next to, yeah.
Like, they'll understand one day.
Yeah, it's all right. They said the same thing about me before my game released too. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that was cute.
I don't think it's going to be quite as good as Nier is considered, but you know, the demo was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was fine. Yeah. With that, we're going to go into a short post show. Then I am going to head to the gym. I've been to the gym all week. I was letting something a little sore and nurse, but it's feeling better. So it's leg day, right back to leg day for me.
Yay!
Listen,
legs.
you got to do it. If you don't go back on a leg day, you're creating excuses to not do leg day. I missed one leg day and 2 upper body days this week, so I'm going to start with my leg day, which I would normally do on Fridays, right back on schedule. So, appreciate everyone for joining in. I'll see you tomorrow for Honkai. Sly, I'll see you after stream, after this stream is done, I assume. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. And we'll see you next week to talk about the 14-hour broadcast and the live letter and any news that comes out of that. So, y'all enjoy your weekends, and we will see you for the festivities then. Bye-bye.
See you next week.